Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. In this session 14, we will start our last concept of this lesson, of this book, or of this chapter in the book that we're at now, which is chapter 7. The last concept before we go on to our next chapter. In this session, we'll deal with this new concept, which is the alif maksura. As you can see here, alif maksura. Basically, all alif maksura is, as you can see and read in front of you, many Arabic words ending with the long vowel alif or double A have a ya without dots to represent alif. So basically, all it is in some letters, or in some words, instead of the alif being at the end of the word, for some words the ya is at the end of the word to represent the alif. So the double A in some words is written by the ya instead of the alif. This is based on the rules of Arabic. Some words have this, some don't. That's all it is. So we'll go ahead and go on to our practice assignment. So as I said, it's all very, very simple. In some words, instead of the alif being at the end, so you would read it a, instead of the alif, it would just be the ya without dots. The ya without dots. It's called alif maksura. So let's go ahead and read this one as an example. Ba, na, a, bana'a. It wouldn't be bana'i because of the ya, because in this case the ya is not acting as a ya, it's acting as an alif, and it's written as a ya without dots, called alif maksura, which is an alif sound. Bana'a, ra, ma'a, rama'a. Or it could just be rama, because we said if the fatha is before the alif, it just it's like silent. Rama, bana, mata, ra, a, ra'a, ra'a, qarra, qarra, nada'a, nada, nada, smoothly, nada. So I did the first two rows for you. Still, go ahead and pause your video, do them yourself, and we'll go through them together once you're done. Or actually, we'll go on to the next part because we already did them. So read them first and then write them, then we'll go on to the next two rows. We have 4 rows as we do every time, or most of the time. So go ahead and do the next 2 rows, and then we'll go through them together once you're done. Okay, we'll go ahead and do them together. Saha, rawa. Remember we said when there is a fatha followed by an alif, the fatha is just the way classical Arabic and classical text is written, like the Quran and the Hadith. We said it wouldn't be sa, kha, sakha, a, it's just sakha. If I did it the other way for the other 2 rows, that was an error. That's not correct. It's sah, saha, rawa. The fatha would be like silent. There's no sound for it. It's just to represent that the vowel after it is a long vowel. That's the only reason really they would put it, or one of the reasons. I guess for some words and in some text they wouldn't even write the short vowels for the hamza, It would be just assumed you would know what's the word and what's the short vowels and where they go and everything. But for classical text, they would write all the short vowels in and everything. So the short vowel, when it's followed by a long vowel, is not to have a sound. It's just like silent. Rawa. Here we have the lam with the fatha, with the ya, followed by the ya, which has a sukoon. We said when the ya has a sukoon and preceded by a fatha, it makes the sound ay. So lay la, layla, Musa, Musa. This is the name of the Prophet alayhi salam, Musa. In English, Moses. Musa. He is the Prophet that you may know who had the struggle with Pharaoh, the Pharaoh. Okay. Here we have the Hamza with the Kasra on the bottom of it. Hamza for the short vowels. Istawla, istawla, istawla. Remember, if you read it up by parts, continue on repeating it until it becomes smooth. Here we have two heavy letters. We have the Sad and we have the Ta. Mustafa, 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 not Mustafa, Musta, not Mus, Mustafa, it's Mustafa, which is a name in Arabic, Mustafa, or in the maybe English accent they would say Mustafa, or Mustafa, similar to that, Mustafa. The English accent, they would say it like that. In Arabic, Mustafa, Mustafa, in the English accent. Obviously, there's no English form of it. It would just be an English accent because they can't pronounce the Arabic properly. Okay, that would conclude this assignment. We had 4 rows, and we will not be going on to any dictation again, although we really should. We will skip it again and go on to our next assignment, which is distinguishing between the alif and or distinguishing between the alif maksura and the ya. So we'll be distinguishing between the alif maksura, which is this, and the ya. Here the fatha is there. We said that in classical text they would put the fatha for the long, when it's followed by the long vowel alif, or if it was the short, or if it was the long vowel ya, or if it was the long vowel wow, they would put all the short vowels before it. Not that it's making a double long sound, it's just the way they would write it in the classical text. So let's go ahead and do this assignment. We have first 3 rows. Go ahead and do them yourself first, and then we'll go through them together once you're done. We have 4 rows total. In this session we will have a large, we can't say a quiz because it's going to be long. It will be more like a test. Since we skipped so many dictations, we're going to have a large test at the end. It will be 30 questions, inshallah. So go ahead and do this one. We'll simply have one more practice assignment, reading and writing real sentences. Then we'll have another assignment, which is letter connection assignment. Then we'll have our test. That will conclude the session for today. Okay, we'll go ahead and do these together now. Here we have the ayn with the lam with the followed by the alif maksura. the alif maksura. So we have the ayn, ay, alla, alla, ala, ala, ali, barada, barada, baradi, nada, nada, nadi. Nada means he called him. He called him. Nadi means call him. Here we have the ya with the fatha. We remember we said the ya has 3 sounds it can possibly make. What's those 3 sounds? E, the y sound, ya, and ay. So how would we know which of the sounds it is when we're reading? Well, for the Arab, fluent Arab speaker or one who studied the Arabic language sufficiently, and actually in this institute, Al-Medina Institute, if you continue on with the courses, you will get a sufficient level of Arabic education. I wouldn't say a degree level, or not quite to the point of a degree level, but the curriculum you're getting is very similar to the one at the Islamic University that they teach in the BA degree for Islamic studies. So you're getting a high level of Arabic education, as well as the Islamic courses are also here based on the courses at the Islamic University. So we're using the same textbook. So how would we know if the ya is which of the 3 it is? Well, it will be based on your firm knowledge of the Arabic. You would know this word is this and means this, and this is the form of it. It would just come automatic. Just like when you would read a word, you would know if some in English, for example, some words are silent. We know automatically. You don't even need to tell us. It's just silent. The e at the end is silent. The ph in the beginning makes the sound fa, not pa, or so it's something that we just know from our experience of the language. So likewise, when a person becomes very knowledgeable of the Arabic, it just becomes automatic. At this time, we wouldn't really know. We would have to, for me, I could get an idea based on what the word is. I would have to go to the next letters and see. So let's go ahead and go for me, because I have some knowledge I have knowledge of meanings of Arabic words, a decent amount of knowledge. So I would be able to recognize what's the word, what's the word there. So let me zoom it in so you can see well. Yabla, yabla, yubli. So in this case, it was the y sound, not e, bala, bala. It's yabla. Yabla, yubli, yubli. Okay, we'll go on to our next 2 rows. Go ahead and do the first 2. Or the last 2, and then we'll go through them together once you're done. Okay, remember you shouldn't continue on without pausing your video first. Remember, please pause your video first before you go on, because it seems pointless otherwise. Okay, let's go ahead and read them together. We have the ya with the fatha. Yash. Here we have the qaf. Yashqa, yashqa, yushki, yashqa, yushki. Yab, yabqa, yabqa, yabqi, yabqa, يبكي, or not قي, sorry, يبقى, يبقي, قي, not key. مشطرة, مشترى, مشتري, إي. Remember not to confuse the alif maksura. It's not a ya, it's an alif. Not a ya, it's an alif. مشترى, مشتري. مفترى, مفتري. مفترى, مفتري. Here, sorry. مفترى, مفتري. This one was مشترى, مشتري. Sorry that I went there when I was reading this one. Okay. Go on to our next assignment, which is, again, we'll skip dictation. We'll have very large test at the end. Not very large, but a test at the end, which is going to be 30 questions. Because we skipped so many session quizzes and dictation, so we're going to have to do it. In this session, we'll be doing the ones we skipped in the past, some of the ones we skipped in the past, and the ones were in the lessons we're currently in, and some that we already did. So it's just going to be an overall review, basically. Okay, we'll go to our next assignment, which is reading real sentences, real words, real sentences. So we'll read it first and then write it. So reading and writing exercise. As we did every time, we would read the sentences first, then write them. So go ahead and do them on your own first, then we'll do them together. Before this assignment, in the book that we're using, there's a concept called sun and moon letters. Just want to mention this. Sun and moon letters. That concept we will not study in this course. I will not be teaching it in this course. Although we studied it, and it is in the book that we are using by the Sheikh, but we will not be studying it in my course. I will not teach it in this course. We did learn it in the university. It is in the book, but I am not going to teach it in my course. It is the sun and moon letters. Perhaps you can go on YouTube or search on Google more about the sun and moon letters and get a better idea about it. In my course, I will not be teaching it. I would suggest that you do go ahead and learn it by perhaps Google videos or YouTube videos, or searching on Google to get some idea, but in this course I won't be teaching it. Also, you should go over well, that's mainly the main thing we skipped in this course from what we did in the university is this sun and moon letter concept that would have been before this assignment that we're doing now. And then we also skipped getting more deeper into the Hamza concept. I wouldn't say that you should study the Hamza in more depth that we studied here, because it could cause confusion. I think in further courses we will get a better idea in depth, and in more future courses I think we'll get a better idea about the Hamza and about the sun and moon letters. Sun and moon letters, I would suggest that you do some research about it, because it may cause you some not severely, but some weakness in the reading, and some misunderstanding of some things. The Hamza concept that we didn't get in too much depth, we just took a very general lesson on, and teaching on. Mainly, basically in the book it wasn't in more depth, too much more depth than what I taught here. It just was getting more depth that made it more confusing, so I just didn't teach it. And same with the sun and moon letters. It would be better that you research it on your own, or perhaps in Arabic 2 at Al Medina Institute we may get in more depth with the sun and moon letter concept and the Hamza concept, so you can wait for the Arabic 2 course at Al Medina Institute here, which is inshallah gonna start soon. The teacher inshallah would be a student who studied at Islamic University in Medina, so you would get a inshallah a fairly good teacher. I'm not saying that I'm very unqualified, but he would have studied the Arabic further than I have, so he would have had more education in the Arabic language, especially for the reading and writing and the grammar part, and may have more firmer understanding because he would have studied it in more depth. This course here is just an introduction to the reading and writing. It's just level 1 reading and writing course, so we're just studying the first level of the reading and writing and the Arabic. Okay, so go ahead and read the first 2 rows and then we'll go through them together once you're done. Okay, let's go ahead and read it. Here we have Busad with the Fatha, with the Ba, followed by the Ba, followed by the Alif, followed by the Ha with the Fatha. So let's read that one. Sabah, Sabaha, Sabaha, Sabah al Khair. Sorry, not Sabah al Khairi, Ya Ahmadu. Sabaha, صباح الخير يا أحمد. صباح النور يا مصطفى. صباح النور، صباح النور يا مصطفى. صباح الخير يا أحمد. صباح النور، صباح النور يا مصطفى. صباح الخير يا أحمد. صباح النور، النور يا مصطفى. صباح النور يا مصطفى. Okay, that means صباح الخير, good morning. يا أحمد, O Ahmed, good morning O Ahmed. صباح النور يا مصطفى, good morning O Mustafa. Okay, so you should have wrote it first, then write it. This is a greeting, we could say, when waking up, when meeting others, family members, friends, etc. Here are the next 2 rows. Go ahead and do them, and we'll go through them together once you're done. Remember to read them first, then write them before you go on. Okay, we'll go ahead and do them together now. Remember not to go on without doing them first yourself. مرحبا. أنا سعيد بمقابلتك. Now we read it smoothly. مرحبا أنا سعيد بمقابلتك. مرحبا, welcome. أنا سعيد, I am happy. بمقابلتك, in meeting you or greeting you. Next sentence. المطعم مزدحم بالناس اليوم. المطعم, طعم. Here we have the طا, فبنعين. طعم. المطعم, which means the restaurant. مزدحم. دحيم is busy. بالناس with the people. اليوم, today. Go on to our next two sentences. Go ahead and do them yourself first, as we did, and then we'll go through them together. Okay, we'll go ahead and do them together. Remember to do them first yourself. Here we have the Hamza with the Fatha making the sound A. أكلت. أكلت. Smoothly. أكلت. الطعام. الطاء. Here we have the طا with the shidda. It's not clear here, but it was supposed to have the shidda, which is the little W symbol, meaning there's two of the طا sounds in this case. So الطا. الطا. Of course, the ta's form is there's entrapment of the sound, so it's not as clear to hear the shidda. الطعام وانصرفت. أكلت, I ate. الطعام, the food. وانصرفت, and then I left. The sixth sentence. وصل صابري صبري وصل صابري. Sorry, there's no ba. There's a shidda on the ba, so it's not ba. It's just وصل sab, not sabari as I did before. It's just وصل صبري صباح الخميس. وصل صبري صباح الخميس. خ صباح خميس. الخميس. صبح. وصل صبري صباح الخميس. وصل, he arrived. صبري صباح, the morning. الخميس, of Thursday. الخميس in Arabic is Thursday, which means the 5th. In the Arabic calendar, or in the Arab world, the first day of the week is on Saturday. It's not Monday. So on Thursday, it will be considered the 5th day of the week. Saturday, the first day. Sunday, the second. Monday is the third. Tuesday is the fourth. Saturday is the first day of the week. Sunday is the second. Saturday in Arabic is called al-Sabt. al-sabt. They don't say they don't call Saturday the first. They call Saturday a sabt, the first day of the week. The days of the week, some of them they call by they call them by numbers. So on Sunday they call it al-ahad, the first, and on Monday they call it al-tinain, the second. On Tuesday they call it al-talata. On Wednesday they call it al-arba, which means the fourth. And Thursday they call it al-khamis, which means the fifth, because they start the days, they start to count their week by on Saturday, not on Sunday, but they start calling the terms of the days of the week on Sunday. So they call it first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Then Friday and Saturday they don't call it any term by the number. They just say Friday they call it al-Jum'ah, and then Saturday as-Sabt. Sunday al-Ahad, which means the first. Even though they start the work week on Saturday, for some reason they call Sunday the first day. It's called the first. I don't know why they do that. It should be Saturday, but they call Sunday the first. Then the second they call it on Monday al-Tinain. On Tuesday they call it al-Talata. On Wednesday they call it al-Arba, and on Thursday they call it al-Khamis. I don't really know what's their form is kind of strange, and even when I was younger I would get confused, but this is the way they would do it. So go ahead and read the next sentence on your own first, then we'll go through it together once you're done. We have 10 sentences total to do. Okay, we'll go ahead and do them together now. قدم من فلسطين مع الطبيب. قدم من فلسطين مع الطبيب. قدم, he came. قدم, he came. من فلسطين, طين, not teen, طين, فلسطين. مع الطاء, not مع التاء. مع الطبيب, not الطبيب, الطاء, طبيب. قا, not كا, not كدم. قدم من فلسطين, not Philistine. مع الطبيب, not الطبيب, which means قدم. قدم means he came. من means from. Philistine, Palestine, the occupied land that's now called Israel. Philistine is the occupied land that's been taken over by the Israelis. قدم من فلسطين مع الطبيب. From, or not from. مع means with. مع الطبيب, the doctor. قدم, he came from Palestine, with the doctor. Let's go to the 8th sentence. اشرب يا سامي كوباية البنة. Well, seems to be spelled wrong. البنة, it should be اللبنة. So it should have a fatha on top of the shidda. La, not al-bana. Al-bana. Ishrab. Here we have the hamza, but we didn't put the kasra, we just put the little backward z on the bottom of it, which shows the I believe that would show the kasra sound. E. Ishrab ya Sami كوباية اللبن or البن اللبن. See, there's an issue with this one because the fatha was supposed to be there, but for some reason I guess there was a misprint or something, so it would be al. Here we have the shidda la bana اللبن. اشرب يا سامي كوباية اللبن. Or here it says labani. It could be al-labana or al-laban, and that's it, without any kasra or fatha. اشرب يا سامي كوباية اللبن. اشرب يا سامي كب اللبن. كب. I said كوباية. It's كب. اشرب يا سامي كب اللبن. It should be كوباية. I guess maybe he's writing old Arabic or something. كب. I actually never heard of it like that. It should be كوباية. That's why I said كوباية. اشرب يا سامي كب اللبن. Go on to the next two sentences. Here's the last two rows of our assignment. For this assignment, go ahead and do them, then we'll go through them together once you're done. Okay, go ahead and read it. We have the sheen first. The sheen followed by the meme with the shidda and the fatha. Shamma akhi. Shamma akhi. Al-warda. Al-warda. Wal-fulla. والياسمين. smoothly. شم أخي الورد والفل والياسمين. شم. He smelled أخي, my brother, الورد, the flower, والفل, the Arabian flower, wal yasmin, and the yasmin or the jasmine. شم أخي الورد والفل والياسمين. My brother smelled the rose, the Arabian jasmine, and the jasmine. The last sentence. أرسل رشدي. أرسل رشدي الكتاب بالبريد. smoothly. أرسل رشدي الكتاب بالبريد. again. أرسل رشدي الكتاب الكتاب بالبريد. Again, أرسل رشدي الكتاب. أرسل رشدي الكتاب بالبريد. One more time. Here we have the Hamza, short vowel a. Hamza with the fatha on top. A. أرسل رشدي. أرسل رشدي الكتاب. أرسل رشدي الكتاب بالبريد. أرسل, he sent. Rushdi, he sent Rushdi. When they say he sent, they're referring to, they flip it. It would, in English it would be Rushdi sent, but they say it as he sent Rushdi. In English it would have been Rushdi sent. أرسل رشدي الكتاب. Rushdi, which is a name, Rushdi. أرسل Rushdi, it's an Arabic name. Rushdi sent al-kitaba. Al-kitaba means the book. Bil-barid, in the mail. It doesn't really mean airmail. Al-barid. Bil-barid. Barid means mail. So أرسل رشدي الكتاب بالبريد. So we'll go on to our next assignment, which is connecting letters. The connecting letter assignment. Letter connection assignment. Okay, so we'll go on to our next assignment. As we said, the reading and writing assignment. Connecting assignment. So what we need to do is, as we did in the past assignments like this, we would connect the letters by reading them properly in their proper form, the way they're to be pronounced and read, and also write them according to the connecting and non-connecting letter rules. So this here is just separation. It's not a letter, obviously. It's just it's the plus side, but it's not clear. So don't get that confused. Let's go ahead and do the first row as an example. We have the ba with the fatha, followed by the ha, followed by the ra with the double fatha, followed by the alif, which is silent. Bahran, 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 bahran. Alif silent, so we would write it according to the connecting and non-connecting rules. So go ahead and do the first 5 rows, and once you're done, we'll go through it together. So let's go ahead and do the first 2 rows. Bahran. I can't write it out, but I could type it. Obviously the typing form is not quite as it would be if I wrote it by pencil or pen or by marker, but this is to give you an idea how it should have been written, following the proper reading, the proper writing rules, connecting rules. So Bahran, the ba should have connected to the ha. The ha should have connected to the ra. We should have put the silent alif at the end because of the double fatha. N makes the sound N. Bahran, the alif would have been silent. We put the sukoon on the ha, which means there's no short vowel on the letter. We would put the fatha sound, the short vowel, on the ba. We go next to the word Sadiqi. Sadiqi, my friend. Sadiqi means my friend. We would have started under the line for the sad, made a teardrop back up above the line. We would go to the dal. First we go up, then we would have brought it back down, rested on the line. We wouldn't have connected because the dal, not a connector. We would have went straight to the ya. go to the qaf, and then we would have went to the ya again. Would have put the fatha, the 2 dots on the bottom of the ya, the 2 dots on the qaf, and the 2 dots on the ya again. Sadiqi. Here, this form, the qaf and the ya, this is to keep the flow smooth. For some letters, this is the way you would write the ya after it. To keep the flow smooth, they would write it like this. So do not get confused when you see this. I don't know if we mentioned that before, but I mention it now in case you didn't know about that. Go on to the next 2 rows. Sabbahan. Sabbahan. We have the shidda on the ba. The shidda does what? As if there's 2 bas. So sab, we go from the sin to the ba. After we put the sound of the fatha, sab, straight to the first ba. It's as if there's 2. Then we go to the second, as if there's a second one. So we go sab to the first one, then b. Sab, ba, as if there's 2. Sabbahan, and the alif at the end would have been silent. Sabbahan. Why is the alif silent? Because of the 2 fathas on the ha. Sabbahan. Sabbahan. Remember the ha, not ha, not sabbahan. 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 We would have put the sin. We would have connected the sin to the ba. The ba would have connected to the alif. We would have went back and put the fatha and the shidda on the ba. We would have not connected the ha to the alif because the alif is not a connector. It doesn't connect any letter after it. We would have connected the alif to the ha, and we would have put the 2 fathas on the alif. Oops, sorry. As you can see, it's very difficult to write by computer. That's the 2 fathas right there. Okay, let's go on to our 4th row. We have 10 rows total. Then we'll go on and do our test. We have, when we get to that, we have 30 questions for the test. But let's just finish this first before we go on. So, let me just check something, just 1 second. We would have put the, sorry, I made an error here. We would have put the 2 fathas on the ha, not on the alif. On the ha, and the alif would have been on its own. Just because the 2 fathas is there, we would have to follow that by an alif, which is silent. Sabbahan, and we will put the 2 fathas on the ha, not on the alif as I did. That was a mistake, sorry. So change that if you made that, if you had it and then you change it because I did it, well, that was wrong, so I'm so sorry. So this is why I mention it now, so you can know and so you can understand and fix your answer. This is just a plus sign, as we said. It's just not clear. Okay, let's go to the 4th row and the 5th row. Oops. 4th and 5th row. We have the hamza, and followed by the ba, which has a sukoon, which means there's no short vowel on it. The hamza is acting as the short vowel a sound, because we have the fatha on top of it. Absarun, absarun, absarun. We would write the fatha or the hamza with the fatha on top, the little backward shape Z with the fatha on top. The hamza first, not the fatha, the hamza. It's called the hamza. The fatha is on the top, the little line on the top, and then the little Z, which is the symbol for the hamza. And the hamza is for the short vowels, because the short vowel cannot, imagine the fatha just sitting there on its own. It can't. So this is why we have the concept of the hamza. Then we would not connect the ba to the hamza, because the hamza is using the symbol of the alif, so we still wouldn't connect any letter after it. So we would go to the ba, we would write the ba, and we would go the ba, and we would go to the slad. Ba, and we would go to the slad, and the slad would have connected to the alif. We would write the ba like that. Then we would have went like this and wrote the alif. You wouldn't really be able to go smooth and not lift your pencil, so you would just write the ba, lift your pencil, start writing the slad, and just connect to it like that. And you would connect it to the alif, the slad, and then go back and put the dot on the ba. Then you follow that by the ra. We'll put our symbols. We have the little the symbol of the double dhamma, which makes the sound what? Un. Then we'll put the sukoon on the ba, which means what? There's no short vowel on it. Okay, we have the hamza again here, which is why there's the little fatha on top. So al-hala, al-hala. We write the hamza with the alif symbol under it, not connecting to the lam. The lam goes and connects to the ha, and the ha goes and connects to the alif, because the ha is a connector, the lam is a connector, so both connect to any letter after it. The alif doesn't connect to the lam after it, because the alif is a non-connector. Because the alif is a non-connector. So hamza, put the fatha, the lam goes to the ha goes to the alif, and then the alif doesn't connect to the lam because the alif is not a connector. Then we put the lam in its standard form. We'll go back and put our symbols, the fatha, the sukoon for the lam, and that would be the end for our first 5 rows. We'll go on to the next 5 rows. So we'll just go ahead and do the next 5 rows. We'll start off with the first 3 rows of the next 5. Go ahead and do these first 3 as we did before, and we'll go through them together once you're done. Remember not to go on first without doing them first yourself. Remember not to go on before you do them yourself. Okay, so we'll go through them now. We'll start with the first row, the 6th row. We have the hamza al-samadu, al-samadu. We would write. We would put the fatha on the hamza to represent the hamza for the fatha. Al. Then we would not connect it to the hamza, because the hamza is using the alif form, as we said, shape and form. We would write the lam, connect that to the sad, and then we would go for the meme and to the dal. We put a sukoon on the lam, a fatha on the sad, a fatha on the meme, a fatha on the meme, and a dhamma on the dal. الصمد محاسبا محاسب bin, not ben, محاسب. We would write the meme, connect that to the ha, connect the ha to the alif. We wouldn't continue on smoothly because the alif is not a connector. We would separate it, and then we'll go to for the scene, the little W backward, and written in a backward flow, W shape, and we would go for the ba, and we'll put the dot, and then we'll go back and put all the little symbols that we need to put here, the double kasra, which makes what sound? In. What sound does the kasra make? In. So you can see why I have to, and it's difficult to write. Ha si. Here, that little kasra e sound, as we said in the beginning of our course. Muhasibin. Our 8th row. Tuffahun. We have the ta with the dhamma, tu. The fa with the sukoon, as if there's a double fa sound. Tuff. That's the first fa. Fah. Tuffahun. We put the, well, obviously we would have to start with the ta, not ta, ta. We'll go to the fa. Fa would connect to the alif. Why is that? Because the fa is a connector, connects to any letter after it. The ta connects to any letter after it as well. Then we would write the ha in its standard form alone, because the alif is not a connector, doesn't connect to any letter after it. So tuf, put the shidda on the fa, tuf. Oops. Shidda does what? As if there's two of that letter. Tuffahun. And then the double dhamma symbol. Double dhamma symbol does what? The double dhamma symbol does what? Un. Tuffahun. Okay, we'll go on to our next 2 rows. Here's the next 2 rows. Go ahead and do them. Then we'll do them together. Go through them together once you're done. Okay, we'll go through the last 2 rows. Here we have the noon with a dhamma on top. A dhamma, which makes the sound u. Nu. If I mistakenly called it fatha in past sessions, I apologize. Or a kasra. Or if I mixed up the terms, I'm sorry for that. Hope that it didn't cause any confusion. Sometimes I call the fatha a dhamma, this here, the little line here, which we said is a fatha. Sometimes I called it dhamma or a kasra. The little line here on top is called a fatha, it makes the sound eh. The little W shape is a dhamma, it makes the sound u. The little line on the bottom of a letter makes the sound e. Dhamma, u, fatha, a, and kasra, e. So I apologize if I caused any confusion by mixing up the terms by accident. So we have the noon with a dhamma, nu. Nu. Not new. Remember we said. So that should be well established at this point. Nu. Then we have the Sad. Not the Seen or the Sheen. It doesn't make the sound Sa or Sha. It makes the sound Sa. Nus. Nus. Then we have the Waw. We said the Waw can possibly make three sounds. Wa, Aw, and Oo. And it can only make the sound Aw if there's a sukoon before. If there's a sukoon on it, if there's a sukoon on it, and it's preceded by a fatha. In this case, it's not, so it can't be Aw. So it could possibly be Wa or Oo. Nusu. In this case, it's a double O sound. Oo. Nusu. Remember this, the Sad. Well, Sad. Don't confuse the Sad with the Seen sound. S or a Sheen. Sh. Obviously, it's pretty easy not to confuse it with the Sheen, which is sh sound. It would be more of a challenge to confuse it with the Seen. S or S sound. Nusu. Sun. Not sen. Nusu. Nusu. You see how the Seen, your mouth would be like restricted the way I'm saying it. Nusu. Sun. Sun. Not sen. Nusu. Sun. Here we have the double fatha. Preceded by, or not preceded, sorry, followed by the alif. So we said that when we have double fatha, it makes N sound, and we have to follow it by a silent alif. Nususan. We would write it like this, as you can see. The noon connects to the Sad in its connecting form. The Sad would go to the Waw. The Waw wouldn't continue on connecting to the Sad, which it follows, because the Waw, we said, is a non-connector, and then the alif would connect to the Sad because the Sad is a connector, connects the letters after it. We would put the short vowels in their proper places. We would put here the dhamma, u, and the double fatha, n. Nususan, not nususan, nususan. As for the Sad, you may wonder, well, how do we go from the noon to the Sad? What you would do is I explained it in a past session, you wouldn't continue on straight away. You would go, just see how I'm doing it. You would go to the Sad, stop, then you would go under the line like that, and then bring the Waw. That's I think the easiest way and best way to do it. Here we have the Meme with a dhamma. Remember that this dhamma, not fatha, if I mistakenly said it in the past sessions. I didn't want to cause confusion, so I'm going to keep on making sure that you understand. It's called a dhamma. Dhamma, not fatha, not kasra, if I made a mistake. Silly mistake. In the past sessions, it's a dhamma. Makes the sound oo. Mu. Not moo, just mu. Short oo sound. Ooh. Mu. Here we have the ha. Not ha. Ha. There's a scratching and kind of a whispering sound in your throat. Muha. Muhai. Here we have the ya. Remember we said the ya could have three sounds that it can make. E, ya, or I. We said if it's preceded by a fatha, not, I'm gonna keep making sure you understand, a fatha, it's called a fatha here, that little line, the short vowel when it's preceded by a fatha and a sukoon, we said it makes the sound I. Muhaisin, muhaisin, not muhaisin. This is no longer an E sound. Muhay. Muhaysin. Sin here, the little line on the bottom of the sin. If I mistakenly called it a sheen in past sessions, I apologize. It's seen. If I make any mistakes, yani, I'm sorry for that, and I hope not to cause serious confusion. Inshallah. The kasra I. So seen, not seen, just sin. Muhaysin. In. Or I. Yani I. I. Sin. In. I. Not a or u, obviously. It's a kasra. I. Dhamma u. Fatha a. Dhamma u. Fatha a. Kasra I. And then sukoon is just there to show that there's no short vowel on the letter. And these are the short vowels, as we said. The dhamma u, the fatha a, and the kasra I. Muhaysin. We'll put the dhamma on the meme. Mu. Ha. The fatha on the ha. Or not ha, sorry. The ha. Remember, not confuse the term ha with ha. There is a difference. Even though it may sound the same, not much of a difference, it actually is a difference. It can change the meaning of the word. Muhay. We put the sukoon on the ya. Muhaysin. And then we simply put the kasra under the sin. Here the meme connects to the ha. Remember we said the meme, how do we write it? In this case, when it's in the beginning form, we would make the line up, then we would go back. That obviously I can't actually write it because it's too difficult by computer, but I'm just trying to show you. Here we would go for the ya, then the little backward W for this, the sin, then we would go for the noon, like a little well, not like a little, but like a U, but below the line, and then going back up above the line with the dot on top, in between the two arms. Muhaysin. Okay, now we're gonna go on to our session, well, not session quiz, but we have a session test. It will be it will be 30 questions, so if you feel like you can continue on with with this session, then go ahead. If you feel like you had enough for today, then you can pause and continue on tomorrow or whenever you're ready. But the test will have 30 questions. From the beginning of the course, the test questions will be from the beginning of our course, starting from the beginning of the material that we covered up until the point we are at now. So we'll go ahead and start that. So here's your first test, not quiz, test for this course. You have 30 questions from the material that we covered from the beginning of the course up until now. Because we skipped many session quizzes and many dictations, we're just gonna do it as a test here. It's not exactly what we should have did, but similar, or actually it would be a lot easier. But still, we'll gain more practice through this. So go ahead, you have the first 4 questions. I will not keep on pausing and saying pause your video and do them and whatever. We're just gonna say it now. Go ahead and do them all before we go on to go through them together, so you can see the answers. So go ahead and do them all, and then at the end I'll go through the correct answers so you can check and see how you did. All you have to do is read the question, and then most of them are multiple choice, and just write the answer on your paper. Then at the end you can check your answers to see how you did and give you an overall grade. You can grade yourself to see if you're progressing with this course. The test is actually easy, so inshallah you'll do well. So go ahead and do it. We'll have 30. After this point I won't be speaking. I'll just I'll put them up by by groups. So we'll start with the first 4, then we'll go on to the next 4, etc. until the end. So for every 4, pause it, do them, and then we'll go on at the end and go through the answers. So I'll put them up by the groups of 4. I'll put them up by groups of 4. I won't keep pausing it and saying pause your video. I'll just put them up. You pause your video every time you get the next group. Pause your video, do them. So here's your first group. Once you get your next group of 4 questions, pause it, etc., etc., until you finish the full 30. Then we'll go through them at the end. So here is your first 4 questions. So as I said, you would pause. I wouldn't wait for you, just pause it and then do them, and then we'll continue on and you get the next set. Next set. Remember, you should have paused it first before you go on. This word here should be learned. Sorry, it says learn. So far, what letter have you learned? Learned, not learn. Okay, we'll put up the next set. If you didn't complete, simply pause your videos. That's what you're supposed to do for every set before you go on. The next set here. Pause your video before going on. Now, we'll go on to the next set. Here's the next 3 questions. Pause your video, do them, then go on for the last 3. Here's the last 3. Go ahead and do them. Pause your video before going on. Once you're done, you'll see the answer sheet in front of you with the answers, so you can check your answers. So here's the answers to the test, so you can check your answers. Number 1 was B. Number 2 was B. Number 3 was C. Number 4, A. Number 5, A. Number 6, B. Number 7, Alif, Waw, and Ya. A, I, U. Number 8, D. Number 9, Dal, Ra, Waw, Alif. Number 10, C. If you didn't catch them all, simply pause your video and go ahead and go through it at a comfortable pace if you would like. We'll go on to the next set. Number 11, Billarda was the answer. B-L-A-A-R-D-A-A. Number 12, B. Number 13, A. Number 14, the answer was 4. Some were multiple choice, as we said, and some were you would have to write in an answer without multiple choice. Number 15 was Kha. 16 was makes a letter as if 2 letters was the answer for the Shidda. Number 17, the answer is nunation, An, Un, In. Number 18, the short vowel, A, the little line above the letter, which was referring to the Fatha. Number 19, the question was on the Ain, and the answer was like a choking sound. There's nothing like it in English. Number 20, Asfastest. Obviously, we said the words we're practicing with aren't real words. The answer would have been A-S-F-A-A-S-F-S-T. It was asking you to read a fake word, and this would have been the answer. Number 21, Za. The answer was Za. We'll go on to the next set. Number 22 was asking you to read a fake word. Tardid Natur. Tardid Natur. It was a ta here, I believe. Tardid Natur for 22. And then 23 was asking. For 22, also, I should note that it should have had 2 A's here for the answer, not 1. Tardid Natur, because here there was an alif in this, where we write in it in English, its Arabic correspondent was an alif. So we said alif is a, not a. Just an error on my part. I apologize. To read a word, it was spelled with meme, ha, meme, and dal, which for a common speaker, he would recognize it to spell the name Muhammad, even without the short vowels. For you, since it didn't have the short vowels, you would have passed with writing MHMD. 24, 3. 25, C. 26, D. 27, B. 28, 6. Was asking, I believe, how many letters in the Arabic do not connect. The answer was 6. Number 29, heavy S sound for the Sod. For 23, just to keep it clear and clarify, you should have wrote M for the answer, MHMD, but what I was saying was For a common Arabic speaker, they can, for that word, number 23, the word that we had for question number 23, they would have easily recognized it to be the name Muhammad, even though it didn't have the short vowels on it. That's all I was saying. And for number 30, the answer was Salamu Alaikum.